Roman Reigns is a member of famous Anoa'i wrestling family, meaning that the tribal chief has wrestling in his blood. The former stars like The Rock, Rocky Johnson, Rikishi, Umaga, Wild Samoans, Yokozuna and several other names over the years have paved the way for Reigns and his current family members to dominate WWE. Despite a number of releases throughout the past year that have rocked WWE to its core, there are still several members of Roman Reigns' family that are contracted to WWE. The following list looks at just 5 current WWE superstars who are seen as members of Roman Reigns' family either by blood, marriage, or a blood oath. Roman Reigns has created the bloodline on SmackDown since his return in the summer of 2020. After overcoming the threat of Jey Uso in several matches last year, he was finally able to force him to acknowledge him and become part of his family. Jimmy Uso later returned from injury and also joined the family alliance, and the trio have dominated the blue brand ever since. The three stars grew up together and have been close their whole life. Their kids are now growing up together in the same way they did. Despite their father Rikishi being seen as a huge star in WWE, it was Umaga who opened the door for the Usos to join the company, and they made their debut alongside Tamina back in 2010. Roman Reigns pursued a career in football, but injuries and his struggle with leukemia meant that this dream was cut short, and he later opted to join the family business. The Usos and Roman Reigns have had successful spells in WWE, both apart and while working together over the past decade. At some point, the duo is expected to turn on their cousins, but right now, the bloodline appears to be the most cohesive unit in sports entertainment. Throughout the storyline with Roman Reigns and the bloodline over the past year, the WWE Universe has been pushing for Naomi to be included. Naomi is technically part of Roman Reigns' bloodline since she is a wife of Jimmy Uso, making her a member of Anoa'i family by marriage. Naomi is a former SmackDown Women's Champion and is presently part of rivalry with Sonya Deville on SmackDown, while Roman Reigns and the Usos are a part of main event picture with Brock Lesnar. At present, the bloodline doesn't appear to need a female member, but it is expected that Naomi would be one to receive the call since she would be the most obvious choice. Naomi and Uso have been married since 2014, with their wedding taking place on an episode of Total Divas. The WWE Universe has made a huge deal about the signing of Solo Sikoa since he could visibly join Roman Reigns and the bloodline at some point. Sikoa is the brother of Jimmy and Jey Uso and was signed by WWE earlier this year. The star has since made it clear that he works alone, which means that at present there are no plans to align him with his family. Much like the Usos, he is the cousin of Roman Reigns and the son of WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi. Despite being on separate WWE brand at present, outside of the company, the stars are reportedly close friends and spends a lot of time together when they are not on the road traveling. Sikoa has been forced to go through NXT before he can head to the main roster and start a story with his family, but this has allowed the star to establish himself and show what he would be able to bring to the group. Tamina has her own bloodline when it comes to wrestling heritage, but she is also a part of Roman Reigns' family as well. The former champion is the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snoke, and through her father, she is also a part of famous Anoa'i wrestling family. When Snoke married Sharon Georgia in 1964, he became a part of family through marriage before his daughter Tamina was later born into the bloodline. Tamina made her WWE debut alongside the Usos back in 2010 and has been closely linked to the trio over the past year. The former tag team champion has helped Roman Reigns and the Usos behind the scene throughout their storyline, but is yet to be added to their stable officially. Tamina is presently a member of the Raw roster and appears to be a part of storyline with Dana Brooke, as the two women regularly appear in segments together as a part of the show. Roman Reigns and the Usos have been making history throughout their career, but Simone Jhonson made history herself when she became the first ever fourth generation star to sign with WWE. Johnson is the daughter of The Rock and has wrestling in her blood, going back generations. While Reigns and Johnson are not officially family members, they are considered to be related since their lineage goes back to Reverend Anoa'i and Peter Mafia, who were blood brothers. Johnson is seen as a cousin of Roman Reigns, much like her father, and is expected to join WWE's main roster one day. But at present, she is just 20 years old and has only been signed with WWE for 2 years. Simone Jhonson is the beginning of new generation of superstars who are set to descend on WWE in due course.